I've lived with that for 80 years. I see that boy's face every once in a while. This was like maybe the second or third time that we engaged the Japanese. By that time, I was experienced. I felt, that I was experienced. And I saw a Japanese soldier coming straight at me. And I had my rifle, I didn't take, I didn't raise it. I didn't have time to raise it. I fired from the hip. And I hit him twice. And he dropped right in front of me, dropped dead. And I walked over and took a look at him. This is the first time that I ever did that. He looked like he was about 14 or 15 years old. The Japanese were running out of soldiers, because they were losing the battles every place they went. So I looked down and I saw this young kid and I started to cry. Because I knew that he was too young. And why was he in the infantry? So I sat down and cried. And I wasn't the only one. There were other soldiers, in my unit. And they were feeling the same thing. But I was the only one that shot this young kid. And all the years that I've been home since the war, this is still on my mind. I could see this boy's face. He was so young. And it was about 6 months ago. My daughter comes, I have a family in Chicago, and they come up here and they visit with me. And I told my daughter, I said, would you do me one favor? Would you find a Japanese organization that I can donate money to in this boy's name? I felt so guilty. I said, I want to donate, I want to give the organization $100 because I felt this boy never grew up, never had a family like I did. I've got great-grandchildren now. This boy never had an opportunity to go to college. I went to college. His life was gone. So and my daughter finally called me the other day. She says, Dad, I found a Japanese organization. She says that you can donate some money to. And I wrote out a check right away and gave it to her. And that made me feel so good, because I felt like I wanted to ask the kid when he was running towards me, why couldn't he and I have been friends? And I was thinking, was he coming to talk to me or to surrender to me? Because he wasn't firing his rifle. He was just running, and that scared me. My first reaction was to pull the trigger on my rifle and kill him. And I did. And I've lived with that for 80 years. I see that boy's face every once in a while.